Hi everyone, I'm Christy Forsyth with Clarity by Christy. I am a soul therapist and an intuitive. This is your weekly reading where we connect with the energy that's happening right now, the energy that's happening over the course of the week, so that you have a sense of not only what you're feeling, how you're being impacted, but how you can make the most of it. So this is all about how you can best navigate this week and just letting you know some of the things that you're feeling, because so many of the people that I connect with are feeling this energy, connecting with this energy. And so this will help you to make sense of it. We're going to talk about the channel messages that I connected with for for everything that we all need to know about this collective energy. And then we're going to build upon the messages with some tarot cards so that we can take it a little bit deeper. So how are you guys doing? First of all, are you feeling like the energy is starting to lighten up a bit? And I'm here early a little bit, by the way. So some of you guys might be surprised to see me. You might be surprised to see that you're catching the replay. So if you're catching the replay, hit me with a hashtag replay. Let me know that you're around. Let me know that you're watching. If you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please make sure that you subscribe so that you can get all of the videos that I'm sharing here on this channel. It also just helps to support the channel. It helps to connect these messages with the people who it needs to connect with. So that's always helpful. Please like this video, please comment. I would love to hear how you guys are doing or how you're responding to these messages. And please share it with somebody who needs to hear these messages, because usually we are thinking of people in our lives as I'm going through these messages that just need to hear them. So anyway, let's dive in. Have you noticed that it feels lighter? I have. I'm feeling that shift, right? To be honest, like when we closed out Mercury retrograde, I really was expecting, okay, it's going to feel lighter immediately. And I think in a lot of ways, there was a lightness. There was, even on the other side of that eclipse that we had back in April, it was feeling like lighter. It was feeling like, in some ways, like the slate was cleaned, that there was some kind of an energy that brought with it, like it refreshed some things in our lives, or it cleared some things in our lives. And so in that way, I think that it was feeling lighter. And if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, check out last week's reading, the last few weeks reading, because a lot of those messages still apply here and now. And it's going to give you a sense of, especially last week, I really broke it down in terms of like the last several months leading up to the energy that we've been feeling and what's going on, because I think that that's really important. We're in an energy right now that is very much building upon all of the things that we've been doing, all of the stuff that led up to now. So it's really helpful to have a sense of what the heck I'm talking about and what was leading us here. So it does feel lighter, and it feels as though we're very much in this Taurus season energy now. And Taurus season is slow and steady energy. It is progress and movement, but it's slow and steady progress and movement. And so you might be feeling that a little bit. Like now the energy is starting to move forward, and we're recognizing that there are new beginnings that are happening for us, new beginnings that we're feeling called to lean into. We're noticing that there's progress being developed, progress being made, but some of us, we might feel a bit frustrated at the pace or the rate that progress is happening. So I'm curious, because I got a really strong sense when I connected with the energy this week that a lot of people are questioning the timing of things, right? Like, shouldn't I be further along on this right now? Or shouldn't this have happened sooner? Shouldn't this have happened by now? So some kind of a questioning of timing. And the message that I got for that is that the timing is absolutely perfect. You are going at exactly the right pace to allow for exactly the right things. I think sometimes our human wants for certain things to progress in a certain way at a certain pace. And the reality is that if we had those things come together in that way, we wouldn't be ready for them. We would not be prepared for them. We would not be able to handle the energy or the workload that comes with that, or even the blessings, right? Sometimes when we have a lot of blessings that are coming our way, there's still an adjustment that comes with that. And so I feel like this slow and steady energy gives us that ability to continue to progress and to move forward, but to not do that in a way that feels like it's too much or it's too fast or that it's overwhelming. And so leaning into that and just as best we can trusting in the timing. I'm using my headphones today, by the way, just because I had them here. I'm curious, how do I sound? How does this sound here today? Is it I've had a little bit of allergy, so my ears are a little like clogged right now. So it sounds a little funny to me, but I'm curious how it sounds for you guys. So let me know if you're watching. But anyway, to come back to this, if you're questioning the timing, it's all good. It's all good. In fact, I just kept getting, when I was trying to connect with these messages, 222, 222, 222. So you guys might be seeing a lot of 222, 22s, that kind of stuff. That's my favorite number. That's my yes number. And that's also my reminder from the angels that you're exactly where you're supposed to be right now. And that was the message that I got again and again and again in this energy, is that we might be questioning that. Did I mess this up? Did I do this wrong? Did I go too far off track? And while we certainly can go off track with some things, I think that so many of us are finding our way back. And so many of us are utilizing the opportunities that come with the free will choices that we've made anyway, right? So it's kind of hard to get it wrong. You have to work pretty hard. You have to go into some pretty dark places to truly get it very, very wrong and off track. But if you feel like you're wandering a bit off track, check yourself, check in with yourself. What do I need to be doing? What would be helpful for me to be getting back on track? But I think for the majority of the collective that is watching, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. And so somebody needs to hear that. And we need to trust in this idea, even if we don't understand exactly why it's happening the way it's happening, how it's going to develop, the direction that it's going. I think with this energy, it's like one foot in front of the other, and we're following our intuitive path, or ideally we are, but we don't necessarily know what is up ahead on that path. It might feel a little bit cloudy, it might feel a little bit foggy, but it's like one foot in front of the other, it's one step at a time, right? And we're learning and we're growing as we go. And that's my sense of it, right? It's not like we have all of the answers. Although I think that we have a lot more clarity than we've had over the course of the past month or so. But we do have more answers, but we don't have all of the answers. And when do we ever have all of the answers? When do we ever have perfect clarity and know exactly where the path is going? And chances are, if you think that you know exactly where the path is going, you're going to have some surprises anyway, because you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You're being led exactly to the places that you're supposed to be led. And oftentimes our ego is trying to lead us down paths that aren't as great as the path that God will want to lead us down. And so we're really being supported in following this intuitive path and letting ourselves be led and inviting God into leading this journey. But on some level, I think that we know this. I think there's like more peace, more ease. I've been talking about that for a long time. And I think we're starting to get it, right? If I lean into letting it be more peaceful, letting it be more easy, if I lean into allowing myself to be supported by the universe, by God, and I'm inviting that help in, it does get to be easier. I've heard a lot of stories from a lot of people that I'm working with in my private sessions who are sharing stories of that with me, where something just was way easier than they expected it to be. And, something just came together in a way that was surprising for them in a really great way. And they weren't having to like work so hard or put so much effort and emphasis on it. And I think that that's the vibe right now, is to let it be as easy as possible. This doesn't mean that we don't have to put some work in, right? Wherever you're feeling that prompt to put the work in, that is your assignment from God. That is your assignment from the universe. And you are called to move in that direction, because if you do, if you take those steps down that path, that's following your intuition and that's leading you to exactly where you're supposed to be. I feel like there's a lot of new beginnings that are happening right now. I'm curious, like if you guys have new beginnings, please leave that in comments below. Like, what are the new beginnings that are happening for you? It could be a shift in your mindset. You might feel like you're just like seeing the world differently. You're approaching the world differently. Certainly in this energy and in recent energy, I've felt a lot of shifts in our mindsets, a lot of support and help in us releasing fear, in us seeing things from new perspectives, having these aha moments where it's like, oh yeah, like that just makes sense. To the point that I've gotten so many texts from people, they're like, I just connected with this really simple concept, but it's taken me years to get here, right? It's like just understanding some things in a new way, and that can be a new beginning, because when you see the world through new eyes, you start to create your experience in very different ways, and you start to allow very different and better blessings to come into your experience. And so it might be that, it might be you're starting a new job, it might be you're starting a new relationship, you might be leaning into something new in regard to what you're learning. I feel like a lot that's happening right now is connected with new learning. So it could be structured schooling. You might be just thinking about getting started with some kind of new learning and leaning into that idea. It could be just simply learning a new skill, developing something. One of the things that I've been learning recently, I started taking some astrology classes. So I'm learning about that stuff. And that's been something I've always had an interest in, and I've been teaching myself about for a long time, but I'm really ready to take it to the next level and to learn it in a more structured way. So I'm in the middle of that and learning all kinds of great things, and it's so much fun. In this energy, I feel like it's going to be very important. I talk about flow a lot. In this energy, it's going to be important to really emphasize and really focus on flow, not force, right? So if you're questioning, am I where I'm supposed to be? The answer to that is yes. And let me choose to just kind of ride the wave of this flow and where it's taking me, even if I don't understand it, even if it doesn't make sense. And in fact, I feel like if there are things right now that we are trying to force, or we're feeling like that anxious feeling, like that anxiety comes in and you want to force something, you want to take an action based from your fear, based on an anxiety that you're feeling about that, or you're wanting to kind of like press something and just like keep following up on something again and again and again, or checking on the energy again and again and again, you know, maybe like you're pulling too many tarot cards on something again and again and again, or you're asking for signs again and again and again. And it's like, try not to get into that energy where it becomes thirsty energy, where it becomes like I'm seeking this out too much, and I need to lean more into trust and faith and all of that. So if you feel like you've kind of moved over to that territory where you're forcing something too much, pull back, give it some room to breathe, let it develop, and that's going to be the way that you can make the most of this energy. When I connected with this energy, I also connected with this feeling of us really understanding in this time that we truly have everything that we need already. And can we hold gratitude for that? Can we appreciate that? I'm not saying that there aren't things that we want. Of course, we have things that we want. That desire is how we create, it's how we manifest. And so, desire is a really beautiful and a good thing. But can we also come back to this idea of, I already have everything that I need? And even if I feel like there's one specific thing that I need to be successful with this other specific thing, this energy feels to me like learning to be resourceful in this energy. So something might not be happening, something might not be developing, but you're also feeling like you're wanting something to move forward. And so if you're wanting something to move forward, sorry, I just got totally distracted because I got like a bunch of texts on my phone. Where was I? Oh, you have everything you need, being resourceful, right? So if you're wanting to create something, you can lean into that resourceful part of yourself that already has everything that you need, that maybe is going to approach it in a way that's different than you expected, but you can make it happen, right? So let me give an example. Like, so for example, to make these videos, right? I don't use like a fancy camera. I'm using my phone, right? That I'm getting all these text messages on while I'm doing this video. I'm using my headset. Although I think that I am going to have some better equipment soon, but that's not holding me back from making these videos. It never has. I'm just making them. I'm just out here. I'm putting myself out there. I'm creating them. I'm doing the best with what I have. And that's kind of this energy, is doing the best you can with what you have. And that's going to lead to manifesting and creating even better with that. Okay. So that resourcefulness is going to be great. So maybe like there's something that you're wanting to purchase. Maybe there's a class you're wanting to purchase. This is a very learning energy. Maybe there's a class you're wanting to purchase, but you don't have the money for it right now. How can you be resourceful for that? How many free videos on YouTube are available on that topic that you could teach yourself? Or maybe you have the money to purchase a book that's about that. Or maybe that person that's teaching that class has a free masterclass about that gives you some of the basics. It gives you a jumping off point to get started. So does that make sense? It's like being resourceful. Now, I say all of this stuff, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. The timing is perfect. So you're exactly in the right timing that you need to be. However, we're now in what I believe is a very magical new moon energy where we can create some really incredible things. So, can we have an appreciation for where we are? Can we continue to be resourceful with what we want to create with exactly what we have, and be thankful for understanding that we have everything that we need already? Can we be in that energy? Can we be appreciative of being exactly where we're supposed to be and knowing it, while also recognizing our desire and intentionally manifesting from that place, especially here around the new moon? So the new moon peaks on the 8th. So I'm recording this on the 7th. So tomorrow, but we're already in this new moon energy, and we can appreciate this new moon energy and use this new moon energy to create even more blessings for our life. So I want you to approach it in that energy of even more blessings, not I hate this shit and I want to create something completely different. It's coming from a place of I appreciate this in my life and this in my life and this in my life, and how do I build upon that? Or I appreciate this stuff over here, but what I want to manifest over here would make life even better. So putting those intentions out there in whatever way you intentionally manifest, a vision board, doing manifestation writing, maybe just even writing a list of this is what I am now creating in my life. However you like to do that, there are so many different ways to manifest, but I definitely would take some time earlier here in this week and focus on manifestation. So it's this energy of I'm finding so much joy and peace and ease where I am, and I am a powerful creator here in this world, and I am intentionally putting out there what it is that I want and what I want to magnetize to me. And in this energy, I feel like there's a lot of magic available to us this week that's going to create abundance, that's going to create, I feel like it's a lucky week. And I think like after this week, even luckier, right? And there's also this energy of, I don't know, like I almost feel like I'm going back to that energy of a clean slate that we had connected with around that eclipse. So it's like we've cleared some things, we've released some things, and now we just have this fresh place to build upon, this fresh energy to build upon with these new beginnings that we're finding. So again, let me know what your new beginnings look like for you. What does that look like? How does that, what's happening for you in your life if you feel like you want to share that? I'm looking at these cards and I just saw the Ace of Cups. So I'm curious if that will come out, but that's like fulfillment, right? How can we be fulfilled where we are, but also new things coming in that contribute in a positive way to our fulfillment. I hope all of this is making sense. Let me know if it does. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know your new beginnings. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Jeez, cards are jumping. Oh, there's that Ace of Cups, right? I called it. Let's see what else we have. What is that card that fell on the floor? Page of Swords, that card that fell on the floor. I'm not going to take that one, but that one can be understanding things from new perspectives. And I was saying that that feels to me like the new beginnings. Some of the new beginnings that are happening for people is that we're just seeing people differently, the world differently, approaching things from a different perspective. Why are these cards falling all over the place? What does that mean? So maybe like things not going exactly the way that you want them to, but that's meant to bring us where we need to be. One more card here. What else do we need to know? Kind of expected I would get that Queen of Pentacles energy just because, oh my gosh, this is, okay. So things might not go according to plan, but according to your plan, but things are going to go according to God's plan. So I kind of expected that Queen of Pentacles was going to come out just because she is resourceful. She is that slow and steady energy. And Queen of Pentacles brings with her a lot of blessings. That was the card that I was seeing in my mind when I was connecting with this energy. But a lot of times if I acknowledge the energy, it doesn't come up in the reading. Yeah, okay. Makes sense. Okay. Yeah, so this is the acknowledgement. I was talking a few weeks ago, like, about how we're moving out of a time of struggle if we choose it, right? If we choose to continue to engage in the same old bullshit, the same old drama, Six of Swords, the same old stuff, then if we don't change anything, nothing changes, right? So if we continue to engage in the same patterns and habits and ways that we're approaching things, we're not going to get anything different. But if we choose to move out of the battle and into the breakthrough, here we have breakthrough. Six of Swords, right? This is like that movement out of a difficult time. And it has felt heavy, it has felt difficult. But if we're willing to move, if we're willing to change, if we're willing to allow ourselves to be led, I feel like we're moving into a better time, a calmer time, a much later energy. So we have to allow it and allow ourselves again to be guided and to be supported, because you'll notice these people who are in the boat, they're not the ones who are guiding the boat. It is the boatman, right? And they're also being led underneath that full moon, both representing being guided, being led, being shown the way, and trusting where that boat is bringing them. And that is this energy. I talked last week about also this energy of us coming home to ourselves, right? Like we understand ourselves in new ways. And I think like now we're kind of like implementing that and learning that. We've had to relearn ourselves because we're so different and so much has changed. We're relearning ourselves. And so some things here with this Knight of Swords might not quite make sense yet. It might not be clear, you know? This Knight of Swords in reverse is also saying to me, like, you don't have to rush anything. We don't have to rush anything. The timing is absolutely perfect. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. So don't feel like you need to rush anything. In fact, if you're feeling like you need to rush something, you're forcing it. And that is the exact opposite of what we want in this energy. Don't force anything in this energy. Don't force anything ever. But there are times when we can get away with that a little bit more. That's not this energy. That's not this vibe, right? It's putting the intentions out there, but certainly not forcing it, and checking yourself when you're feeling that call to force it. The next card, Ace of Cups. Beautiful new beginnings, fulfilling new beginnings. This is also an energy of making sure that we're taking that time and that energy to take care of ourselves. And again, I said earlier, I think a lot of the reason that the timing has been what it's been is that there's a need for preparation. I think in some ways we haven't been prepared for the kind of blessings that we've been trying to call in. So there's this preparation. And part of that preparation is just simply being open to receive. I want you guys to put in the comments, I'm open to receive. I'm open to receive. Put that out there. Put that energy out there. Put that intention out there because this is about being open to receiving. And when we open to receiving, those blessings come in. It's amazing and I love it. So new beginnings, maybe new relationships, new heart opening, new connections that are coming in, or something new that is coming in for you that just really makes your heart happy. But claim it for yourself. That's what this feels like. And trusting the process, right? This isn't a rapid moving energy either, but it is new beginnings and it is something really, really incredible. And you'll notice the dove here, right there in the cup, representing peace, representing God's promise that all is well, that all will be well. But lean into the peace, lean into the ease. I'm going to talk about ease and peace probably through the rest of the year because it's that important. It doesn't have to be so hard anymore. Sun card. Lightness, light, joy, happiness, ease, celebration. Where are we going? But I feel like also specifically, what are we creating now that is going to be in full bloom by the end of the summer? There's something about that. What are you working on that you're kind of feeling like the timing will be towards the end of summer? Something there is really important with this, but there's magic coming, there's happiness coming, there's joy coming. And where there is happiness, there is manifestation. There is positive development in the right direction. So can we find that joy? Can we find that fulfillment exactly where we are? Three of Pentacles, where are you feeling called to work with other people, collaborate with other people, work on some kind of a project together with other people? Where are you feeling called to learn new skills? Sometimes this can be sort of an apprenticeship energy or a small class energy. Where are you? I don't know, I get a teacher energy with this. Like, is there somebody that you're feeling called to learn from, or somebody, are you feeling called to teach something? Definitely a learning energy. What are you feeling called to create that other people might help to support you with? And also, can you let other people help you with things? This has been a theme a lot here recently. Ten of Pentacles. Whatever we're creating, the plants that we're planting are growing into a full tree, right? Are growing into blessings and gifts and this ability to not only ourselves be happy, but to be in such a position that we're able to give, whether it's our energy, right? We're getting in such a position where we're taking such good care of ourselves that we have more of ourselves to give to others. Some of us really have a hard time with that, right? But Ace of Cups too, this is that energy of we have to fill our own cup in order to be able to give of ourselves. You guys will notice sometimes there are times when I pull my energy way back, and it's not because I don't love you. It's not because I don't have want the best for you, but I need that sometimes in order to balance myself out. And I understand that if I don't take that time to fill my own cup, I have nothing to give. And it's really important to me to be able to give, to be able to uh, share with you guys and support you guys. But I have to balance that out. And so there are just times when I need more of that. So where are we doing that? But also thinking about, how are you nurturing the seeds that you've planted? Are you being patient with those seeds? And what is the vision that you're creating? Right? That 10 of Pentacles is stability and security and happiness and a happy family. And I do feel like we're getting there, right? But this is like, this isn't it for the long game. the Ten of Pentacles. That's the energy that I get, the long game, you know, trusting in the long game. And I'm not saying, because I think a lot of things are popping off right now. I think there's a lot of divine timing that's happening, and we see that, and there's a lot of magic, and there's a lot of luck and progression. Again, slow and steady progression, but that is this energy. Ten of Pentacles is slow and steady. Like, it doesn't, you don't just grow a tree overnight. This is, by the way, like a money tree or success, right? Like, this is like whatever it is that we're planting. You don't just grow that overnight. It takes time. It takes, how are you nurturing it? How are you developing it? Who are you letting help you? What new skills do you need to learn in order to build and develop this tree? Where do you need to take better care of yourself? How do you need to foster more happiness and joy and peace and balance exactly where you're at right now without needing all of this extra stuff? And what are you calling in that maybe is extra stuff? And it's okay to want new things and to want abundance and to call in all of those things, especially here in this magical new moon energy. But also, again, coming back to that balance of, but I also can find happiness and be resourceful exactly where I'm at. That sets you up in a very powerful position, because you know where you're going, but you also honor and recognize exactly where you are. And that's a very powerful place to manifest from. So those are your messages, guys. Let me know where you're at. Let me know that you're open to receive. Let me know what's going on for you. Feel free to share this video. I really appreciate it. It's helping these videos to get more reach. Like this video, comment. I always love to hear from you guys. It's always great to hear where you're at and what's going on for you and how these messages resonate for you. Thank you so much. I will see you soon with another video. Take care.